Hello, this is 416 Hero, and welcome to my trust fund group Ironman. I've made it through Song of the Elves and to the Corrupted Gauntlet with some help of my maxed GIM account, WaitForIt. And this is WaitForIt. Let me show you just how maxed I really am. There's some more stuff in the bank, but this is the gist of it. If it wasn't clear, both accounts are me. I started 416 Hero just over a month ago as an addition to the GIM team. As the first videos of the series suggest, we're running it back. But this time, we're aiming to do PVM content as a 50 defense, 63 prayer account. There aren't many rules here, hence the trust fund group iron comment, but I'm going to try and strike a balance of personal fun and a sense of progression. Our first test on 416 Hero is the Corrupted Gauntlet. I know, typical, but we're going for the blade first. That's the difference. Despite being able to hand myself everything, there's some interesting restrictions that Jagex themselves have put into place. Because 416 Hero was added well after the initial formation of the team, he's not prestiged. Let me show you what that means. Here are some items that 416 Hero can technically equip, but I actually can't. Here's the Occult Necklace. It says you need at least one Smoke Devil kill before you can use this item. And likewise with the Tormented Bracelet, it says you need at least one Demonic Gorilla kill before you can use this item. Interestingly, I was able to trade over and use the Moon's Gear that I earned on WaitForIt. There's a list of items that have that restriction on the wiki, but even that isn't a full list, so we'll have to figure it out as we go. And one last thing, before we get started, I just want to once again reiterate that I'm always going to prioritize fun. If I go dry on the Enhanced Weapon Seed and stop having fun at the Corrupted Gauntlet, I have a Blade of Sailor collecting dust in WaitForIt's bank. This is future me here popping back in to make a few more comments. This is a reintroduction of sorts to my series, or maybe we can consider it a new chapter or season. I want to clarify that you can kind of consider 416 Hero to be the main character, and WaitForIt will pop in on occasion to showcase late game progress over there. We're also going to be diving into some Dolo content as well, like we did with Royal Titans. I'm thinking the likes of Corp or any of the God Wars bosses really, and whatever else comes up. Let's get started on the Corrupted Gauntlet grind. Once we're done with that, I'll lay out a more long-term roadmap of sorts for the account. Oh, you thought this next clip was going to be me in the gauntlet? Well, I'm here to tell you I got to do a farming contract, a tree run, a birdhouse run, and then we'll step foot in the gauntlet. You really can't blame me. This is just basic Ironman discipline. Doing my birdhouse run and we're getting in there, I swear. But isn't this the part where I have to make some kind of joke or reference to the gauntlet being a prison and how I've been sentenced? Nah, that's too expected. Maybe let's not do that. This Bryn guy won't let me into the gauntlet until I talk to him, but he doesn't know that I've done well over 1,000 corrupted gauntlets. Yes, I would like to go in. Alright, first we have to do a regular gauntlet, and then it'll let you do the Corrupted Gauntlet, which is definitely what we're going to be doing. The difference in drop rates is just too big. But while we're doing the regular gauntlet, Casey, I'm going to do my best to try and explain how we're going to tackle the gauntlet. Basically how we need to due to our stats. We're 50 defense, 77 magic, and 66 range. I was going to get a much higher range levels, but that required me getting chins, which I have some. I did get some chins. But in order to use chins more effectively, you want void, right? And I just haven't gotten around to doing that. So we're going to see how we're going to do. We're probably going to have to 5-1 with magic realistically. But I do have the Titan Prayer Scrolls. We'll see how much of a difference that makes. Okay, clearly I was thinking too hard on what I was trying to say, and I was just running into random rooms and not doing a proper rotation around the map. It is the regular gauntlet, but let's focus up here, actually get our supplies that we need. Surely in a regular gauntlet, we're not going to need to T2 prep, but we are going to T2 prep, at least the armor, for Corrupted Gauntlet. T2 armor and T3 weapons, but I think in this regular gauntlet we can kind of just do whatever. Well, this is something we have to be very careful of whenever we're using the melee weapon. There is a controlled method that will give us defense EXP, which is what we don't want. We do have the attack style plugin that hides the defense options, but it looks like this was set to controlled by default. We're going to put it to swipe. Man, the regular gauntlet is so easy. I spent so much time in the beginning just yapping and running around doing nothing, and I still have 5 minutes to prep. Here we go, let's go take on the regular Hun lift real quick. And that's the first gauntlet completed. What are we gonna get? 1 rune chain body, 28k coins, and 6 crystal shards. Now the real grind starts now, the corrupted gauntlet. Let's make sure we do this properly. The margins are much tighter. We're gonna hit the small mobs for a weapon frame. Unfortunately, I took the 3rd one, which is guaranteed. Sometimes you get lucky and get it on the 1st one. We're gonna collect, typically I collect 2 herbs, but maybe on this account I do 3. We're gonna check this room for a demi-boss. There's a ranger. We'll keep that in mind, and we're gonna chop this tree here for some bark. We are T2 armor prepping, which I actually just remembered. I already forgot. So we're gonna need more than just 3 of each. We'll try to remember and not scuff this first run. I believe you need 4 of each. Okay, we got a bear and a ranger. I want a mage. Start trying to make our potions as we go. Let's get this corrupted dark beast. Now back on Wait For It, I did do the corrupted gauntlet with similar stats, around 70, like high 70s mage, just below 80. And I actually had lower melee stats, and range levels were even lower. I didn't range at all. I definitely 5-1. But it's been so long playing a maxed account that we're pretty much going to have to relearn just how difficult this is at this level. Now I said we need a major, but we're going to go ahead and kill this bear because if we find another bear, it's going to give us the mage orb. Let's go ahead and crush some of the shards while we can. No fishing spots either. This is honestly very unlucky. Okay, we have a dragon here. Let's go ahead and fight this. And check what's over here as well. Wow, we don't need... Yeah, this is very unlucky right now, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this leaf as well. I might actually end up having to make another one. Okay, we don't need 3 leaves. So we're gonna drop 1. We're gonna drop the scepter here, so we can get the 4th fish from the spot. We're gonna TP back to the center here. Maybe it's 7 and not 4. It's probably 7, now that I think about it. Alright, we're going in. Let's see what happens. Well, I'm very, very surprised I got that kill. That was not good at all. But that is 1 KC. We got the gauntlet cape. That took 1126. Not great, honestly. But, like I said, I was surprised I even got the KC, so we'll take it. Let's see what we get here. 135 nature runes. 268 law runes. Alright, just standing outside here for a second. Now that I'm not in the gauntlet, under a time restriction, and trying to think about what to say, I can more clearly say what's going on. I might have mentioned that you need 4 pieces of each respective resource while I was doing the gauntlet there, but I believe it is 7. Hence, I had a tier 2 helmet, a tier 1 body, and a tier 1 legs, which doesn't do me any favors because you need a full set for a tier to be worth it. There's no point in having one singular T2 item. 2nd KC without any issues. It was actually somehow slower, I don't know. It felt better though. And we even got a combat task out of it. What are we gonna get? A Dragon Alley, that is big money. Another KC, another PB. Well, actually we didn't get a PB on the 2nd one. When I completed Song of the Elves and made it to the Corrupted Gauntlet on Wait For It, I'm fairly certain once I made it there, I never left. But on 416 here, I don't really feel as inclined to camp it that hard. We're still going to come out and do our birdhouse runs and farming contracts and whatnot. We're really going to try to pace ourselves. We rushed pretty hard to Soat and kind of neglected playing and making any progress on WaitForIt. So we might try to do that in between sets of Corrupted Gauntlet sessions. Maybe get some more Corp in, Fasani's Nightmare. There's still some stuff I need to do on that account. Incredible RNG on this one. We have 3 tier 3 weapons. Not that it's super important because we're 5 to 1ing anyways, but it's nice to have that extra damage or potential damage whenever you're doing that one. This felt like a quick one. And it is, I think, a new PB by about a minute. Also, I believe 5KC Gauntlet Veteran task. And that is Corrupted Gauntlet Veteran 5 CGKC. Surely rewarded? Never mind. I was just thinking to myself at the end of the last Gauntlet run there that honestly, it does not feel as difficult as I remember it being level 77, 78 magic in that range. I think it's a combination of having Mystic Vigor now, which helps a little bit, as well as just having all this extra PVM experience under my belt. Playing WaitForIt was my first Ironman, and as the Ironman mode is famous for, you're kind of forced into doing a lot of different content that you typically wouldn't as a regular main account, right? So through WaitForIt, I really gained a wealth of PVM experience from obviously the Corrupted Gauntlet to all the different Slayer bosses. And during my time playing WaitForIt, TOA also came out, and then I actually learned Theater of Blood on WaitForIt. I never did Theater of the Blood on a main account. And let's not even get started on the more recent additions like the Colosseum and the Quiver Grind. Now, I'm not saying the rest of this journey is going to be a breeze. We're still a 50 defense, 63 prayer Ironman at this point in time. I have a feeling I'm going to get slapped up pretty hard by a couple of bosses.